Hello and welcome to Around the Best Town. I'm your host, Mayor John McCormick. And as you can see, we are not in the studio today. We took our show on the road and we're joining with Greenable Woodbridge TV show, which is hosted by Carol Ehrlich, our Chief of Staff. And Carol, take it away. What are we doing out here today?
Well, we ran a contest for all of the restaurants in town to see how sustainable they were. For many, it was a learning activity because this list is a 4-page list of actions you can take to be green. They learned about, got ideas of what they can do. Phil Bukowski from the health department sat down with every restaurant owner and went through each one with them and explained to them what it is to do. It is. And so we're going to be visiting the top 8 greenest restaurants in town.
What if we don't like the food? What do we do?
That's not on the contest.
Oh, this is not including food?
No.
Why are we doing this then?
We're doing it because it's not all about food.
All right.
How the food is prepared, the building itself. You know,
right.
For instance, where we are right now, we'll talk to Dave, 3-in-1. They have all Energy Star, from their lights to their...
Yeah, we'll get into it. He's a relatively new building, so I'm sure when he built it, like ours, curtains and like the cafe, they're all the big head start because they're brand new buildings. But in any event, we're going to take you around to 8 different restaurants and find out how they made themselves greener and hopefully save themselves money in the meantime. And it's part of our Sustainable New Jersey competition where we've been the #1 town in the state 9 of the last 10 years. I'm still mad we didn't get in that one year. They wanted us not to compete so someone else could win. We agreed we never should have. We should have just kept beating everybody up, but soft spot.
And we get Sustainable Jersey points for doing this because it's called business recognition.
Yep. All right, well, we'll be back, folks, and we'll take you to the 8 different towns who are the greenest. 8 different towns, I'm not right. 8 different restaurants who are the greenest in Woodbridge Township. We'll be back. Okay, we're here now with Dave Hung of 3-in-1 Restaurant, the former Treasure Garden in Colonia. Personally, one of my favorite restaurants. I come here all the time. It's a great sports bar. It's got a whole lot of TVs. It's got a great menu of both Chinese food and American food. Wonderful environment, but that's not why we're here. We're here because you are one of the recipients of the Green Restaurant Award. So, Dave, congratulations.
Thank you, Mayor.
And thank you very much for your commitment to sustainability. And now we'll take a couple of pictures. I know your wife's right there, wants to get some shots. And then Carol's going to talk about the requirements for being a green restaurant. So go ahead, Carol.
So you got most of your points in the Clean Energy Program category, and you had a little trick for getting your points there. What was that trick?
Well, simply it's because it's a new building.
It's a new building.
They don't manufacture non-efficient equipment anymore. So.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good.
Yes.
So we should just tell all the restaurants just to
update
and rebuild.
To knock them down and start over.
I guess. Yes.
But you've got a whole lot of other things here. So my favorite, and I laugh every time I look at this. So if you read it quickly, it says, "Do you use recycled napkins?" But which would be pretty yucky. But
I think that's pretty much all they have out there.
Right.
Recycled printing paper. Everything's recycled.
Yeah, but now you don't use the same napkin.
No,
not that
aspect.
No, it's the paper.
No,
The
okay,
paper
yes, the paper itself, yes, is
reused.
manufactured.
Yes, so I get that. But what I like, one of the things that you do is employee education. So you teach your employees about...
It's a little bit of both. You know, we try to sustain greenability, but we also, because we're a mom and pop, you know, we don't like to waste. Waste is haste. Mm-hmm. So we try to do our best of, you know, whether recycling, you know, that's also required also by the town or by the state, you know. But there are other things that we don't just take for granted. So we try to minimize our waste.
That's terrific. That's great. Got anything else?
Well, just quickly, I mean, you had Treasure Garden, small little place, 3 TVs.
Yep.
We all loved it. Now you got a whole big restaurant with 3 different rooms, and one's the dining area. This is the sports bar. That's a more casual area. How's it going here?
It's doing great. It's doing great. You know, like you mentioned, this place now, it's actually 2.5 times bigger than what it was before. Because of all this equipment that's really energy efficient. I'm only paying about 25% more in electrical bill on average
Wow.
Oh,
versus
for-
what it was before. Yes.
Wow, that's pretty
And
telling.
I'm heating a lot more space, cooling down a lot more space. I have a lot more equipment, and it's only like for 2.5 times bigger the size,
Right.
only 25% more on average.
And you are a real neighborhood bar and restaurant.
Yes.
And I am sure, and this is also Greenable, that you have a lot of people like me who walk here.
They do.
And that's about as Greenable as you can get.
Also, too, because you know what, I do lack that a couple of parking spots that I still need.
We'll talk about that.
aside from that, on a really nice day, there's still like a lot of side street parking. People don't mind walking,
Right.
and to be sustained green, and how everybody's so healthy now, let's walk in a few extra steps.
Right.
And you have a monopoly because you're the only place anywhere near here.
I thought monopolies were illegal.
No, well, maybe they are, but all right, whatever. You have you cornered the market.
Yeah, that's better.
There's no one near here that has a liquor license in Colonia besides that's a restaurant, and even in surrounding areas, you got the spot. This is it. In all of Colonia, this is the place everybody goes after the football games, after the events at the schools, after everything. This is the spot everybody goes. It's great.
And beginning next year, we'll actually be open 7 days a week, so you don't have to say, oh, they're closed Tuesday. So
All right.
You
All right.
never do rest.
I do. No, never. Right now.
Never.
Yes.
Well, congratulations,
Well, thank
Dave.
you again.
very much
Thank you
for
again.
this.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Happy
you.
New
And
Year.
winning the award. Yep, you
Yes.
too. Thanks.
Thank you.
We'll be back with our next honoree. Okay, we're here now with Mike Castro of Roosevelts Deli on King George Road in Fords. Mike, congratulations on being a winner of the Green Restaurant Award in
Thank you.
Woodbridge Township. So you filled out this whole questionnaire about all the different things, and we were talking about a lot of different things with a lot of different people. One thing you had a lot of people didn't have was this water filtration system.
We use a water filtration system for our combi oven. Our combi oven is the main source of our cooking for most of our catering orders, but we've been using a water filtration system for it probably for about 5 years now. It's been working out pretty well.
And saves you money.
Absolutely saves us money, and it's good for the environment.
And your outdoor lighting is also another thing that not most people have not checked off in terms of energy efficiency.
Yes, absolutely. We also have some solar sources for some of that outdoor lighting as well.
Wow, that is great. That
And all
is-
the basics, Jersey Fresh, which is great.
Always Jersey Fresh.
Always.
That's
That is. Oh my God.
Do you shop at our farmer's market at all?
Yes, yes.
You do, really?
Yes. Not as often as I should, but at times we do.
You can't do
Yes.
it in the winter, it's not
Yes.
there.
Well, tell me about Roosevelt's. I love coming here, whether it's breakfast or lunch. I haven't been here for anything else. But tell me about the restaurant. How long have you been in business?
Actually, this January will be 9 years that we're in business. We're very happy to be part of the township. Especially, as you know, we've eaten. All our food is great.
Yep, yep,
Everybody
yep.
enjoys it.
Absolutely.
You are the caterer of choice for the Fords Fire Company. Every time we have the mayor's breakfast, we do lunch on purpose.
Right.
We always give the Fords guys an afternoon slot so they can do brunch with Roosevelt's instead of breakfast with somebody else.
And one of the questions on here was about giving back to the community. And without a doubt, that is one of your strong suits. There is
Thank you.
nothing that goes on in Fords or almost a town that Roosevelt is not part of.
We actually just did the training for the Port Reading fires.
Oh, really?
On Saturday, we catered we did a breakfast for them for their training for last Saturday. We always help out with home fat.
Tooling around.
Tooling around
You're
the
always
town.
out for
wow,
tooling
yeah.
around. That's great.
Always, yeah.
Everybody asks, can we get the house where there's going to be Roosevelt?
So,
And the Hickory Senior Center now is opened up. I know I think you did something there so far.
we did a couple things there already, and we've been in touch with them. They've been anxious
good.
to work with us in the new coming year, so we're looking forward to it.
And tell me about your menu, the basic breakfast and lunch menus.
Well, we have
What are your specialties?
we pork roll, egg and cheese is always popular for breakfast. We have great lunch items. We have daily lunch specials. That's always exciting for people. And we also have on our menu is a newest addition, which we added in the spring, was the Mac Burger.
Mac Burger, which I have not had yet.
But it's
Do
made
you
for
remember what's on the Mac Burger?
Double patties, double cheese, bacon, and mushrooms.
Right.
So
It's a
totally
wonderful,
not sustainable healthy.
not sustainable health.
No vegetables.
No, I have no vegetables. I do not tell Greg Ficara, who runs the Wellness Committee, our councilman. He does not know anything about the Mac Burger. I'm hoping he doesn't watch this show because he would be very angry with me if he did know what the Mac Burger was. But really, Mike, thanks very much. You're like
Thank you.
Carol said, you're a staple in Fords. You do great things for our town. And obviously, by this award, you do great things for our environment. So thank you very much. now we continue on our Green Restaurant tour. We are at J.J. Binning's, 33 Main Street, right across from Town Hall, and I'm with Mike Cerami, the owner, who's been in business since 1997, just after Town Hall across the street reopened with a brand new building.
Right. Yep. We've been here. When we took over here, the building was vacant for 30 years. Built in 1916, it was a coal and grain depot that serviced the local farmers in the area. Woodbridge was a big farming community back then. So we took it in 1996, did the renovation work, the construction work, and opened in 1997 as a brew pub.
So the trains used to pull up and I guess put something over so that they could take the grain off and take it all the way down to the basement, and then it would be worked on and then brought up and shipped out, something like that, right?
Yeah, there was the railroad wasn't elevated at the time, so there was a siding next to the brew pub here, and a whole train yard was in the back there, where the New Jersey Transit parking lot is. And the trains used to unload from the side where the tracks are, obviously. And then on this side was a complete loading dock, the whole length of the building, where the farmers would pull up with their wagons and get the supplies for their farms.
Very cool.
That is.
So, as far as this award goes, you will have a unique opportunity to do things no one else does because you're a brew pub. So tell me about your grain, what you do with the grain.
All right, so when we brew with barley grain. Normally we do about 500 pounds for every brew approximately twice a week, so we're talking about 1,000 pounds of grain that we use. Now, once we extract the starches and sugars out of the grain that we need, it's just a waste product. So we recycle that by giving it to a local farmer who takes it and feeds it to his livestock. So we have no waste whatsoever.
So did the livestock get a little buzz from, eating grain that's been used in an alcohol-producing process?
Of course, that's why they take it from us.
If you see cows walking, tipping down the street, or they're on their sides, they know that
They do that in Vermont. They do cow tipping.
It makes it a lot easier to tip the cow after they eat it.
They've had a few. All right, so the other thing, Cal, talk about that Mike growing his own.
Oh, yes. So, we can, in the spring or summer, whenever it is, we can actually see from our windows that you are growing stuff on your patio. What is that?
Hops.
Hops.
So one of the other ingredients in our beer is hops. And we have a garden upstairs, a hop garden, and we grow our own hops and use it in one of our beers towards the end of the season when we could harvest it.
That is amazing. So, one of the things we talk about is buying local, and you are the epitome. I mean, going upstairs to get your herbs is about as buying local as you can get. That is terrific.
Yeah, and it adds a great little touch to that beer that we brew at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And you check all the boxes in terms of your operation here and doing all the basic things for the environment, the recycling and the thermostats and all the things that make sense, for saving money for you and making the environment more sensitive to the environment. Now, let me ask you, if we're giving a Green Award today, but if we were giving a charitable award or a community service award, I can't think of a restaurant that does more for the community in terms of your efforts. And the two things I think of are the Chili Cook-Off and the September Brew Fest.
And tooling around.
Oh, tooling around,
Yeah.
right. So give me you start with the Chili Cook-Off. Tell me all about that.
All right, well, actually, you approached me and your administration approached me to have a chili cook-off once a year here, and we both agreed that it would only be held if it was a charitable event. And we do both this and a charity beer fest, and we've been doing both for the last 13 years for normally a young child in Woodbridge Township who's ill, and we're trying to help the family and him through the financial problems that they have inherit with these problems, with these illnesses.
And I remember when somebody came to me, maybe it was you, that said, what do you think about having a beer fest in Woodbridge? And I said, is this a trick question? I mean, it seemed like the answer should be a very quick yes. Of course.
Don't even have to ask.
We didn't think he'd say no.
So again, and that produces, I don't know, $15,000 to $20,000?
Yeah, we normally average between $15,000 and $20,000 per family for the beer festival, and not as much for the chili cook-off because we're indoors and we can't hold that many people, but it's a both of them are very, very popular events. The community in Woodbridge is outstanding in supporting these type of events.
Thanks to your help, and both also bring in an outside crowd, which is great, to bring people downtown. So you're right smack in the middle of what's going to be a lot of downtown development across the street at the Riffy site and right behind the sushi place at the Old Stern Tower. Having a brew pub in the middle of bringing in those people with those incomes, the millennials, I bet you can't wait for that to happen.
We are definitely looking forward to it.
It's going to be good. Well, anyway, thank you very much, Mike. I want to take a picture if you don't mind now. All right, we'll see you in March at the chili cook-off is what, the first Saturday in March every year?
Yeah, it's March 1st of this year.
All right, and March 1st it is, okay, and the Brew Fest is the third Saturday, September?
Usually we do it the third Saturday in September. I think we're going to be pushed to the 4th because someone else has the third one booked, but it's going to be close to that.
And of course, like Carol said, the tooling around, you're always providing food, and everybody, people come, say, give me a plate of, big vat of spaghetti for a spaghetti dinner. Give me this for this. Asking for this for that, and you always do it, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mayor.
Okay,
Thank
we'll
you
be back.
for doing this.
Okay, we are now at Mayor Max Cafe, the highest scoring point total of the competition here with all the different restaurants. And I'm here with the owner of Mayor Max Cafe, John McCormick. John, what do you think? Well, Mayor Mac, actually, it really is quite an honor to have the award from the Township of Woodbridge. We all know Woodbridge is the best town around, and we just work so hard in this place. Very good. Well, what did you do exactly to make your restaurant more green? Well, we have a brand new building here, so naturally all the systems are state-of-the-art, and we recycle and we do all those great things. Very good, Mayor Mac. Did you have any help? Yes, I did. Carolyn Ehrlich, my chief of staff, was responsible for this competition, and she did got everything together. So let me ask her to say a few words about this great competition and about Mayor Mac's Cafe. Carol?
There is a reason why Mayor Max Cafe is a #1 sustainable restaurant in town. By the way, tied with curtains. But it is because it's Mayor's Max Cafe.
No, it's not. It's because it's brand new. So when you're brand new, like we did yesterday at 3-in-1, all the systems are brand new. It's all LEED certified. It's all, to highest efficiency. So we had a big advantage because we're so new.
Absolutely. And our message is not that you have to go out and build new restaurants. And I think another sustainable thing that wasn't actually on the form, but should be included, is also having the best staff.
That is
around.
important. And I'm going to introduce that staff to my left now. We have the big dude in the back is Elijah. To my left here is Stephen. This is Kaylee. They are all RISE students, and they work here. Well, I'll ask them a little bit what they do. We have Lillian Chavez, and we have Kathy. I don't know her last name, but she's from Hope Lawn. And I used to see her at the, Skylark Cafe all the time. I stopped there for breakfast. She used to call me oatmeal. I used to call her Hope Lawn. To my right, we have Marissa from the RISE program. We have Julie Bear, who's the head of special services for the school district. Behind me here is Mark. He is our chef. We stole him from Public Works, took him off the back of a truck, and gave him a fork and a knife and a ladle and a spoon. And now he's the chef here, and he works with Lillian as the chef here. He also runs the Woodbridge Community Center. John Cook runs this facility, the Cypress Recreation Center, where there's cheerleading and wrestling. Nights and weekends. It's Mayor Max Cafe 10 to 2 every day. And right next door in the same building is the Our House Senior Special Needs Adult Program. And to my right there, far right, is Kevin McCleary, who he helps work here, and he also is in charge every year of getting Santa Claus to come to Woodbridge Township. He's got great connections in the North Pole, and he does a wonderful job. So let me turn it over to Mark first. Tell me about the restaurant here. Come on to the front.
Well, here we have the RISE programs with the students. We teach them all about how to cook and how to serve the public and how to be, good hosts and everything, and teach them about safety and sanitary conditions and everything. Get them actually cooking and be able to work in a real kitchen. We also have we also do a lot with the oil and everything. We recycle all the oil. We have recyclable. We do recycle the bottles and everything. I'm trying to think what else.
Well, I'm looking to hear you. Jersey Fresh, organic food certified, in-season menus, buy in bulk to reduce transportation, compost, et cetera, et cetera. So those are all great things for this program. And Lillian, let me ask you that. Lillian spent 40 years working for Bud's Hut in the kitchen there. I always saw you there. I never knew you worked in the kitchen. I just thought you always went to the bar. But say,
I was sitting right next to you.
yeah, I know. Tell me about the program here and the cafe.
Well, the program is really good because we teach the children how to do, like Mark says, the cooking, how to serve people. And when they finish this program, we're hoping that they can go into a restaurant and find a job and they'll say, oh yeah, I worked at Mayor's Max Cafe. I learned how to do these things. So that's what we're trying to do for these kids. They're great kids. I enjoyed working with them.
Kayla, you first. Tell me, what are you doing today?
Good. I was the waitress today.
Okay, anybody come in?
We had a lot of customers.
Oh, we
today.
did? Oh, good. Who came
Yeah.
in? And who-
One of the bus drivers came. Ms. Bear came.
Uh-huh.
Ladies from our
okay.
house.
Did you get good tips?
Yeah.
All right, all right. Stephen, what about you? What was your job today?
I was what's that called? Lillian's helper,
All right.
and also I was also part bus boy. Clean the dishes and all after the people eat the food.
All right. How about you, Elijah? What'd you today? What'd you do today?
I cooked
Oh, man, what'd you cook?
French fries.
All right. Were they good?
Yeah.
You tried them? You tasted them to make sure they were good before you served them?
We had them with our
All right, all right.
You gotta. I should have ate them all.
Should have ate them all. No, then we can't sell them if you eat them all. All right. Let me go over to Julie Bear, who runs, as I said, Special Services, one of the top administrators in the district. I mean, every time I come here, I just love coming. I just love being around these kids. You do it every day. It must be even better.
We're just so blessed to have the partnerships with all of the businesses in Woodbridge, especially Mayor Max Cafe. It's one of the favorite spots for our students to work, and here and throughout the community they are learning very valuable skills that just cannot be taught in the classroom. So we're very grateful to Woodbridge and to the mayor for giving us this opportunity.
So a lot of these things are building related. So efficient lighting, programmable thermostat, let's see, Energy Star kitchen equipment, Energy Star furnace, Energy Star HVAC. These are all not because of the program, but because of the facility. But recycled paper napkins, prohibit the use of styrofoam, small plate options, educate employees on sustainability. These are all things that Mark and Lillian do, which I think is terrific. So thank you all for doing that and for teaching these kids not only the skills, but also how the environment plays in everything. So let's do a quick commercial. This is open 10 to 2 every day. Robin, why aren't you up here? I just noticed you're over there. We're open 10 to 2 every day. When there's school, if there's no school between the holidays and all, then we're not open because the kids get bused here from school 9, right? And it's a wonderful program. You said servers, greeters, dishwashers, cooks, you name it. They do all these different things, and they all have a good time, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You really like working here?
Yes.
Yes, it's our. Can I speak? Thank
Go
you.
ahead.
It's our only job site that we get paid at.
Oh, all right. That's what,
That's the best part. No retro, free food, get paid. Why not?
all right. That's all. That summarizes it. We're going to put that in a little something on the tables, you know. All right. Anyway, thank you very much to the staff here at Mayor Max Cafe. Thanks to Joe. Let me do a presentation. I guess I'll give it to John and Mark here and Lillian if you guys want to. All right. Well, thank you very much, folks. Great job. We'll put this up someplace prominent where everybody can see it. Again, it's Mayor Max Cafe, 881 Port Reading Avenue. No, 881 West Avenue in Port Reading, right across the street from the side entrance to St. Anthony's, and the Port Reading Firehouse and the light on Port Reading Avenue is right at the corner. So it's right near those two places. And of course, the most famous landmark is Dorsey's Bakery, which is also right on the corner. So everything else doesn't matter as long as you know where Dorsey's Bakery is. So thank you for watching. Okay, we're here now at Mulberry Street Restaurant for their award. They're in the top 10 also for the most greenest restaurants. And this is actually a very impressive one. First of all, it's one of my favorite restaurants. When I come here, I get the Snapper Frances, which we've talked about is one of your best sellers. Thank you. And it is because it's so good. But anyway, this is the home of the old Mayfair restaurant back in the 70s when I was in my late teens and early 20s, and we came here all the time. So Every place else we've gone so far has been a brand new building that gets a benefit because they're a brand new building.
But he redid his kitchen, so that's how
That's my
he
point.
got
Yes,
the benefit.
he did a brand new kitchen, and he's also got, I'm sure, improvements to the building. But this is at least a 50-year-old building.
And that in itself is very sustainable.
That's what I'm driving at.
Right.
That's it. You know, you're not just walking. Merrimack's Cafe is brand new. 3-in-1's brand new. Curtains is brand new. This is 50 years old, and you qualified because you get enough points. So it says a lot about your investment in not only your restaurant operation, but your facility. So tell me about everything you did to make this a green restaurant.
Well, actually, first thing is the core building.
Oh, by the way, this is Paul LaGruda. He's the owner of Mulberry Street. I should introduce you.
Thank you, I appreciate that. The core building is built in 1902.
Oh boy, wow.
Right, and then there were additions on top of that. But the core building was 1902. And we had to change everything in this building, from the HVAC to heat the place.
Okay, so you did spend that. Okay.
Oh yeah, to the plumbing, everything had to be redone in this building. We kept the shell, of course. The kitchen had to be totally redone from scratch.
You didn't keep the pizza oven?
We actually did keep the pizza oven.
I thought I remember
the pizza
that.
oven was what's called a fish oven. It's a rotating oven, which is usually used for baking. And we had some work done on it, and we actually had some gas work done on it because it was terribly inefficient. So we had regulators put on it so that it would be more efficient. That's one of the biggest things that we did in terms of here was in terms of gas, working with Elizabethtown Gas, which is a gas provider. They actually work with you and help you find ways to
save money.
Commercial cooking, save money and use less energy. Of course, they go hand in hand. So that's the kind of things we did. Change the windows, that kind of stuff, to when we first got here 17 years ago to make the place more efficient. Things like that,
and then the operational things, like the easy stuff like recycling, organic foods, smaller plate menus, all the things that are on the list where you check yes.
One of my favorite things that Paul does is he actually goes to the farmer's market in the summer.
Oh, okay.
And so when you talk about buy local, he buys New Jersey fresh right at the farmer's market. And when the peaches are in season, what are you making?
We make peach cobbler, or we'll make a peach cheesecake. I mean, for me to do things like that, because I make all my cheesecakes myself, so I'll go and buy fresh fruit and just actually make the cheesecake whatever I like. I'll make a cheesecake that day. If I see strawberries in season, they're really nice, and I get great strawberries, I'll make strawberry cheesecake.
And strawberry margaritas. Strawberry daiquiris.
Right, we could do that too. We do that too. I don't really think of the alcohol part of it. I think of the cheesecake. Because I like the cheesecake more than the drink.
Yeah, I don't eat cheesecake. I hate cheesecake, actually. But anyway.
But that's the kind of thing I do. Because we're a relatively small restaurant, we're not like 600 people, we can still buy local and buy small amounts and have it be, fresh to the table. And I could go and just get what we need. We don't really have to buy like cases and cases and cases of stuff. So it's actually a benefit for us too.
And another thing that you checked on this checklist that we gave you that is really important for sustainability is giving back to the community. And you are very active with things that we do. You want to talk about that a little bit?
I tell people, I was just talking to Nancy about this, if it's a good cause and it's local, try to get me involved, because if I could do it, I want to do it. To me, there's you have everybody calling you in the world about different things. And if we could do things that impact the local area, so
that's it. Yep.
That's for me. If you're going to do a program, then they're going to send toys to wherever, to like Wyoming, and not that that's not important, but we only have a limited amount of money to spend on what we're going to do for charities. I want to have those dollars hit the local area, because this is the community I live in. This is the community I'm in. So we want to try and stay with and I say, listen, you're doing something local that's here, that's going to benefit here. Get me involved in it, and I just talked to somebody actually about doing food for the soup kitchen in Perth Amboy, what's it called, Salvation Army, and they're doing it, and all these employees at this company called something Energy, Direct Energy in Edison, they're going to pitch in for the food for the soup kitchen, and I'm like, this is right up my alley. Let me try and help you guys out with this. She's like, well, we have a limited budget. I'm like, don't worry about budget. Let's get this done. Because it's a local thing, and that's what I want to do. I try to keep the dollars as local as possible, because that's what we're trying to help the community.
And you're right around the corner, really, less than a mile away from the Avenel Performing Arts Center. Now, at one point, you told me you're getting some business from people that are going to shows there. They know this is an ancillary spot they can go to. You're probably the second closest restaurant compared to Curtains, which is right there.
Yeah, absolutely. We get actually quite a lot of business from that. People come in all the time saying we're going to a show. They tell us ahead of time so we can make sure that they don't,
Get in and out,
get in and out. I mean, it's really, actually a great thing because we are kind of on the way. If you're coming down the road and going that way, we're literally
exactly.
on your way.
Right.
So it's actually convenient.
And that was one of the things that we felt the arts was an economic driver. And definitely it's helping your economics.
Oh, 100%. I mean, it is going to help. You have an event going there. People are going to come to it. They're going to want to see it. They're going to bring more money into the area. They're coming from different towns. That's what you want. Also, in terms of the local town, it gives more opportunity for people to stay in town. You want to keep the people who are here, give them opportunity. People say to me, other restaurants are opening. Is that a bad thing? No, that's a good thing because the more opportunities for people to stay in town and eat different types of food. You're not going to eat the same food every day. You're going to want to eat different things. And you have more opportunity, you're going to stay local in town. And that's why it's a benefit.
And we're surrounded by the big national chains that are all throughout Woodbridge Township, but yet you've been here, close to 20 years?
17 years this March. So very good math.
I remember when it was and where I was close. But the other thing we talked about is in Avenel, they had for a while there, the warehouses, a couple of them closed down, and that really impacted your business because you got the people after work or at lunchtime. You also had a lot of catering to those places. But now that those warehouses are filling up as quick as they're built and there's no more vacancies, you're getting back some of that business that you lost when people, when the warehouse is closed. You wouldn't think of that impacting a restaurant 2 miles away, but it does.
Hugely. But, a lot of the work that we do is corporate work for a lot of corporations nearby. And when corporations close and people leave, it's going to hurt us. It's going to hurt our lunch business. It's going to hurt our catering business. It's absolutely going to hurt us. And that did hurt us. And that was a little poke in the eye when those. Getting these industries back, getting these companies back is very, very helpful for us. The more development that we have, the more companies that we have that order from us, obviously it's going to be better. More people going out to lunch. It just makes it's just basic sense.
We're doing it all for you.
Yeah,
well, I know what you guys do. You think about how am I going to help Paul out. I appreciate that.
We wake up every day.
That's right.
Call Carol. Right. First thing I say is, what can we do for Paul today?
Well, I appreciate that. I really do.
But it's good. No, I love coming here. I think this is a great place. You've taken over an institution, the old Mayfair, and turned it into a wonderful family-owned local restaurant. And like you said, 17 years amid a market full of chain restaurants. You've been successful as a family-owned place. That's terrific.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
So congratulations, Paul.
Thanks. Thank you
and congratulations for your Green Restaurant Award. We'll just put this up so Megan can take some pictures. All right. Well, thanks. Congratulations. That's all for you.
I appreciate it.
Okay, now we are at Dominics Restaurant on Avenel Street in Avenel. We're joined by Frank Beschi, the owner of Dominics. And start off, Frank, how long have you owned the place?
About 35 years.
35 years. How did you get the name Dominics if your name is Frank?
Well, the original owner was Dominics.
Okay. Now, you scored among the top 10 in our Green Restaurant competition. So first of all, congratulations. And let me ask you some of the questions. A lot of the points on the competition have to do with the building and making it energy efficient. You started telling me before we started that you did a lot of work to the building. Tell me about all of that.
Yeah, we did. We've been doing a lot of construction right now, a stucco, which has been going on about 4 or 5 months. We'll finish that off sooner or later.
But you're doing everything you're doing is energy efficient?
Yes.
You talk to the gas company and electric company?
Yes, we do that.
If I may ask, did you get any rebates from the Clean Energy Direct Install program?
Not really.
So ask your electrician to
do
apply for them so you can get some money back.
We will do that. Thank you.
So tell me about the restaurant. One of the things I find most interesting is you're the only one I think answered yes. Do you produce any herbs or other menu items on site or within the town borders? And the answer is yes.
Yes, we do. We grow basil, rosemary, fresh parsley, Italian.
We grow
in the backyard.
Okay. And how long have you been doing that?
About 7, 8 years.
And what do you think it saves you in the course of a year?
Not much.
Yeah, but everything tastes better.
It's fresh, exactly.
Yes.
It's a fresh stuff.
Great.
And it's the ultimate buy local.
Well, grow local.
Because they're growing local. It's right in their backyard.
Correct.
Tell me about your restaurant here. It's a great place. I know the Rotary comes here. I know a whole lot of different clubs here. You got a big repast business here. Tell me about your restaurant.
Well, I'm very proud of the way people respond. and we've been doing good for the past 20 years since I made the place bigger. And I thank you to the customers.
How has the holiday season been so far?
It's been great.
You don't talk a lot, do you?
No.
Tell me, I asked you before too, because it's interesting. You're right down the street. You're on the other side of Route 1 from the Performing Arts Center, but you said you've seen some businesses, people that go to the shows there, come here first.
Yes, we do get, especially on the weekend, and I'm very proud of it.
Do you advertise at all? You like come here before a show, or
No.
They don't need to advertise. They're so popular.
Well, we don't have enough room to satisfy people.
Oh, okay. So you don't want to advertise and bring too many people.
Correct.
Right.
Then they have to wait online,
All right, you don't want that.
and they start cursing.
Especially if there's a show. Well, let me present you with this proclamation. We'll stand up and take a picture. But this is the Green Restaurant Award, so if you'll hold that. All right, Frankie. Well, congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And next time I come in here, I expect to see this,
Hanging somewhere.
right on the biggest wall you have.
You got it. Thank you.
Thanks, pal.
Good work. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll be back.
Thank you.
Okay, we're here now at our favorite restaurant because we own it. Curtains at the Avenel Performing Arts Center at 150 Avenel Street. This is Curtains Restaurant. With me is Pat Katsonis, otherwise known as PK. PK had a little restaurant in Woodbridge at the corner of Fulton Street and Main Street for years.
Very sad.
Oh, I was so mad. The best
sad.
wraps in the world.
Yeah.
We had to go there 3 days a week.
Absolutely.
At least for
And
this
breakfast?
sausage, egg, and cheese wraps for breakfast.
But
Oh,
let's
they were
not
the
be
best.
nostalgic.
But and PK also runs the restaurant and the club at Woodbridge, not a restaurant, but a little cafe.
Yep.
And he's the new manager here at Curtains for about 10, 12 weeks now.
Yeah, just about. Yeah,
All
about 10
right.
weeks. Yep.
And you've been doing a great job. People are very happy.
Rave reviews.
Yep. Now, people, you didn't fill this out, but you're a little bit familiar with it.
Absolutely.
So we're going to talk to you about it. Of course, the recycling, the easy stuff.
Yes.
An in-season menu, you buy in bulk, you compost, all those kind of things. But I think, Carol, you go talk about the takeouts.
Okay, so one of the big things right now is not to use styrofoam. And Pat does a huge takeout business here. A lot of the people in the apartments call up and say, I'm getting off the train at 6:15, can you have my dinner ready? And you do, but he's not sending it in styrofoam. He's sending it, show this.
These are all recycled corrugated cardboard and recycled paper that they use for to-go items. So we have different sizes, so we don't have any waste beyond the size of what the options are that they're choosing. So even if people want to take food home, they can take it home in a little container, and then the big containers are for when they want to take their food, their entrees to go home from work.
So is that your creation since you came here?
Yes, this is
Oh,
one of
right,
the
good.
added-on things that we did here. Yes.
So tell me some of the other things that you've done since you've been here that might have impacted. I mean, you already got the award. Curtis has the award, but what else are you thinking about in terms of buying local? Well, the farmers market's open in June, right in downtown Woodbridge. Organic food. What else are you thinking about?
Well, we're big. Well, I'm big on bringing the sustainability that we have to the community. So if we have farmers in the neighborhood and the shows, we want to go there and we want to support them because we're a small local restaurant. We can buy just little bits of things that we need, so we don't have waste. So for me, it's all about teaching the staff how to create, a good equitable distribution of the products and not overbuy and keep it local. And if we need anything, we can go across the street. We go across the street to go get it. If we can go to Wegmans and buy some organic stuff, we want to do that because we're a service industry, but we also want to leave a good carbon footprint in the community.
Right, and I know you changed some of the ordering practices of getting the food.
Yes.
Because previously they were buying so much there was
Yeah.
a lot of waste.
There's waste,
and now
yeah.
you're just buying what you need.
Yeah, we have perishables, so we can buy in bulk when it's not a perishable item. But the perishable items are the things that we want to keep an eye on. So
Right.
how can we cross-utilize them? How can we use what's left over? And how can we fix new dishes and create new soups and things like that with things that are not bad, just extra.
Right.
So we order as tight as we possibly can, and that's why going to the farmers markets helps because we can get just what we need for that day.
Mm-hmm.
And you said at the very beginning when we hired you that if you're out of an item, you're out of an item. Sometimes that shows that's good because you didn't order 10 and sell 3, you order 4 and sell 3, and then you sell the 4th and you're out of it.
Especially with seafood, that's a very big thing. But if something is 86, as we say in the business, where we don't have any more, there's a good reason. It's sold very well, and we have products that we want to keep fresh, and we keep an eye on the quantity of what we have.
And one of the questions deals with local charitable giving, and that's where I think Curtains and APAC, we have pressed any PTO, any senior club, anybody having a tricky tray, anybody having a raffle, anybody having a spaghetti dinner, anything that wants to have prizes, we can do gift cards.
100%. This is not only a local restaurant, but it's owned by the community. So with that being said, we want to support everybody that's involved. So if we can do something for our neighbors, this is what we do. Somebody asked me for a donation for some kids in the Bronx, and we want to help everybody. But they're in the Bronx, right? We need to extend what we can reach here. So what we do is we try to give back to the community as best as we can. So if it's a gift card, if it's leftover food, if it's a donation of drinks to the football team, we want to be a part of that. We want to spearhead it because we're led by the community leaders. And I can't tell you how I've been embraced by everybody in the township for years. So for me, it helps a lot to give back to the community.
And you live here, you've raised your kids here, so it's great.
I have 2 daughters, Eve and Penny, and we're all Woodbridge residents in Fords, New Jersey. So for us, it's all about love and the community.
One of the first field trips was your
yes.
daughter's class.
Was coming here,
We showed up, and there was Eva from, no, Penny, it was Penny's class.
It was Penny,
class.
yeah, from Fords Middle School,
yeah.
yeah. So they came in. There's another reservation getting taken now. So we have a nice time. This is our home. This is where we want to reach our arms. So we have a theater, we have a restaurant, we have a lot of things that we can do to generate a central base for the community. So I'm really excited to be part of this, and I'm looking forward to the growth.
And last question, not related to being green, but what kind of challenge is it to be a restaurant next to a theater when there's an 8 o'clock show, everybody comes at 6:30, everybody wants to be out at 5 minutes to 8.
Yeah, those challenges face themselves every night, and the better the show, the more of a challenge. So for us, it's we learn what we do, and we get better each time. But for me, it's just get ready. The storm is coming. We board up the windows, we take care of everything, and we make sure that the service is done and everybody can get to the show and see the show. And God forbid you're late, you come back and have dessert on us.
Well, we also control when the show starts, so if there's a few people lagging, we can just hold it up a little bit.
Don't give away that secret.
Oh, well, sorry. All right, why don't you hold this up and we'll let Megan take a picture of us here. All right, well, thank you very much, PK, Pat Katsonis.
Thank you.
Great job.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And we got a great series starting here with Santa Circus. It's going to be terrific.
Yes,
You're going to be
tomorrow,
busy, my
yes.
friend.
Yeah, they're loading up today, but we have a packed house for the rest of the week. So make your reservations and come in and see a great show.
This will probably air after the show's over, but that's okay.
Okay, but
For next year.
we're heading down now.
Let's get
go
our,
down.
but since we own the place, give me the phone number, website, everything to get reservations.
So you're going to call 732-482-4595. We're at 150 Avenel Street in Avenel. You can go onto the website. It's the Avenel Performing Arts Center website, and you can get some more information on the shows and the dinner over here. And we have a new website that's starting in about a week, and that's curtainsrestaurant.com.
Great. Thanks for watching. We'll be back. All right, now we're here at Pinos Restaurant, the new Pinos Restaurant, and the final stop of our Green Restaurant Award Tour. And we are presenting this award to Pinos as the highest scoring non-government restaurant in the entire town of Woodbridge. Well, what that means is the Avenel Performing Arts Center, which houses Curtains Restaurant, and the Cypress Rec Center, which houses Mayor Max Cafe, those two, I don't know how, amazingly came out first and second.
What, John?
I guess,
Mayor?
yes,
What do those 3 restaurants have in common?
all 3 have a lot in common. They're all brand new.
Brand new, right.
So when you look at this questionnaire, folks, this is Pinos right across from Town Hall. They moved from the strip mall to their own place. And you look at what it asks about, programmable things, an Energy Star furnace, an Energy Star HVAC, and Energy Star air conditioner. Well, they have a brand new restaurant, so naturally everything is completely up to snuff in terms of energy efficiency. So as a result, you are the highest ranking, as I said, non-government restaurant. I expect this to be portrayed somewhere here, although the place is beautiful. That might wreck it. That might actually wreck it. So I'm with Mark and Christina, so say a few words about what you've done to get this award? I know it's something you've treasured and you're deeply meaningful to you. Say anything about this, what it means to be energy efficient.
Well, we just want to thank the Woodbridge community for helping us make this move. It's been just a blessing for us and our family, and we tried our best to do everything to be green and efficient and to be just the best that we can be for our community and everyone we serve here for over 24 years.
All right.
Thank
Well,
you.
that worked it.
That
Let's
did
hear it
it.
for Pinos.
All right.
All right, we're here now with the man responsible for grading the papers, I would say. Phil Bukowski is a 35-year employee.
Yes.
Thereabouts, health inspector for Woodbridge Township. So we put him in charge of the Green Restaurant competition. He helped develop the questions, and he graded the papers, and he made sure that everybody was telling the truth. And Phil, first let me say thank you very much for your help going above and beyond. What do you think about the whole effort? Do you think it really raised awareness of the environmental issues for restaurant owners?
Yes, I do. The way we went about it, we took it very seriously, and instead of just doing these things as an aside with our inspections, we took it as on its own merits, and I called all the managers, the owners in some cases, and made an appointment to sit down with them. They all took it very responsibly and very seriously. That way I was able to make an appointment and get accurate answers, thorough answers, take our time to go over the endeavor. And it was my experience that most of the people, the consistent yeses, were things to do with things that businesses want to save money with, and that's energy conservation, LED lighting, programmable thermostats, with respect to water, only serving water upon request. And of course, the beautiful new Pinos building we're in right now, the newer buildings clearly had the more energy saver appliances and lighting and HVAC systems, which lends itself to saving energy and, as a business person, saving money.
Do you get the feeling that a lot of business owners saw something and it jogged them, it sparked them, I should say, to do something that they weren't otherwise doing?
Yes, in the way, particularly, again, going back to energy conservation, the surveys were really in two general groups, those that had relatively new buildings and those that were some of the older facilities, restaurants we have, and it inspired them to recognize the cost of their energy and to get and obtain energy saving, Energy Star type of appliances and so forth.
Now, did anybody offer you a free piece of pizza to give them a good review?
No, but I'll tell you what, I know one of the best pizzas around right here in
Well,
Pinos.
we happen to be right here in Pinos.
right.
We just had their grand opening and we finished up. So this concludes my show, which is Around the Best Town, as we did 10 different restaurants, I believe. We went to see them and talk about what they did. And now I'll turn it over to Carol Ehrlich and your Greenable Woodbridge show.
Right, and thank you for watching Greenable Woodbridge and being part of the excitement and part of the change. Thank you.
Thank you.